using Office 365, just to cue your curiosity, why I got this and you don't, right? I'm using Office 365. For those of you who are using Office 2016 or 2019, you will have quite similar screen with me, but of course, the screen is Office 365. Right? Just in case you are wondering. So now, what am I going to talk about today? Now, there are about 4 topics that I'm going to do. I'm going to do about sharing on that. This 4 topic. Number 1, how do we collect data from multiple sheets into one? Now, I know what's running in your mind. Copy and paste. So yes, you can do that. You can do copy and paste. You can do what you always do best, right? Copy and paste. But here, I'm going to show you how you can actually use something called Power Query to help you put the data, append it together inside one table. Now, the good news about this is that when I add in new record into my existing data, the new new record that we added in automatically will just update the entire table. So I'll prove it to you in a while, right? Number 1 is how do you collect from multiple sheets? Number 2 is how do you collect from multiple workbook? Now that's something very, very important. Now let's just say now we assume now we are in office, we're waiting for the report that comes from our other branches. Maybe it's in Penang, so we are waiting for their report to come in, Johor, maybe even Kelantan. So they are coming from all over the place. So each and every one of them will send me an email about their report. So I give them a template, they fill it in, and they will send it back to me. So what I want to do is to create something very simple. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just take their file from the email, I drop it into a so that's how easy it's going to be. Now, it's not a science fiction thing. It's really doable. We're going to take a look at how Power Query can help that. So the superstar in our topic today is Power Query. Right? Now, then I will move on, not just data collection. Power Query can also do data transformation. I'm going to have a messy data that comes to me. Maybe sometime I downloaded the data from the internet or from my sales system, from my customer service system. When I receive them, they are in a mess. So how can I make sure that they can be cleaned up, then ready to go? So whenever I get new records coming in, I can just refresh it and it's done. So I'll be showing you 2 exercises on that, 2 demonstrations on that. How do you transform the data using Power Query? Yeah? And last but not least, I'm going to show you transforming some existing report that you have into a database so that you can further prepare more reports based on that data that you transform. So they are basically just these 4 topics that we're going to discuss. Now, I will not going at very details on all the steps, but you just try to watch closely and try to learn from there. Any questions, we can take it offline. You can contact me. I'll give you my contact. You just contact me if you need any more help after the session. Now, I only have an hour, so appreciate all the consideration and you just look at the data quickly. Yeah. Now, what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to start off with my first Excel file. Let me just open up my Excel file. Now, can you just go to the chat and tell me whether you can see the files that I'm using right now? Yes, huh? Okay, good, thank you. Now, if some of you here who has been with me last week, no, Monday, right? I've done something called structured reference and important about using the structured reference and so on. And I'm going to do a lot of, not structured reference, how do you speed up your work using the formula? Now, this is like basically it's the same set of data that I'm looking at. Okay, so if you pay attention to this data, I have 4 worksheets, right? 4 worksheets here. I have Chris, Erin, Sam, and William. Then I want to collect the 4 worksheets that I have here, these 4 worksheets, and I'm going to transform them and put it inside this worksheet, which is empty currently. Okay, that's my plan. Now, if you look at Chris, Erin, Sam, and William, so these are the report coming from each and every one of them. Perhaps maybe what I'm doing is I'm putting this data into a server file, a server somewhere, then what I need them to do is to actually update their report on their own. So what I need is, finally, I will collect all the 4 different worksheets and put it into this worksheet called team data, right? So let me get to it. Okay, let me just close the chat screen. All right, now, what I need to do or need you to understand is that in order to work with Power Query, your data cannot be a normal cell range. You have to convert the data into a table. So there are multiple ways to do this. So I'm going to go to number 1, I'm going to go to the insert. There's a table. So if you look carefully on the screen here, I'm actually going to this ribbon called insert, and I have this thing called table. So this is what I'm using to convert. Now, if I put my mouse over it, you see there is a keyboard shortcut that says Control T. Okay, there's if you are the type that keyboard shortcut all the way, yeah, you might want to remember this Control T. Another method that you can use is the home ribbon, and somewhere in the middle here, you have this thing called Format as Table. You can do that too. All right, you can do that too. If you click, you will get to choose what color you want. So I want orange color. Oh no, I'm wearing red today, so I'm going to go to the red color. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click OK. I can always use Control T. Now I'm wearing red, so I'm using red. All right, cool. Now I'm going to do this for all the other worksheets as well. So Erin, now I'm going to try a different method. I'm going to press Control T. You see, I'm still getting the same thing, but this time they give me blue by default. I'm going to use green. Then Sam, Control T again. And this time I'm going to use purple, and William, right, Control T. I'm going to get, let's say, okay, we'll stick with blue, maybe a lighter blue, not a dark blue. Right. So now I have 4 worksheets, and these 4 worksheets has been transformed into a table to prepare my work for the Power Query. All right, so I'm going to start with the worksheet called Chris. Now I need to load this information into the Power Query, and then I will just keep it as a connection. I do not need to load it back into Excel because I already have the table. I don't need 2 tables for the same data. Now I'm going to do this. Okay, so the method I'm going to do, I'm going to click inside my table for the Chris. I go to data. Okay, when I go to the data, I have this button that says from table range. Table range, click. Now, the next thing you will see is a screen that will appear to be another application right on top of the Excel. Okay, now let me just zoom in to let you see. It says here, Power Query Editor, right? Power Query Editor. Sorry, this thing keep coming in and out. A lot of people are coming in. Now, this is where the Power Query is. Now, let me just point out to you that this particular Power Query is actually another application that sits on top of the Excel. It's not Excel, but it's actually another application that sits on top of it. So this is actually an Excel feature that's available that you can use, provided if you are using Office 365, you will see that the button is called From Table and Orange. Now, if I'm still having my pivot table active, I can't go back to my Excel. See, they won't allow me. You hear that bing, bing, bing. It doesn't allow you to go back. Now, what I'm going to do in this Power Query is that I am not actually going to do anything yet. Later, I will do some demonstration. How do you use this to clean up the data? But for now, I just need to load it into a connection because my objective is to put them together. So I'm going to just go to this button here that says load. Okay, let me just click this away. Now, I just go to the load, and I'm going to close and load it to, yes. So if you can see this screen, I'm going to load it into a connection only create a connection. That means I only want to have a link between now this data and Power Query. I don't need to load it out as a table or a pivot table or even a chart because I already have the data. I don't need to load it again. So I just want to have a simple connection. That's it. I just click OK. Now I will be repeating this task for the rest of the worksheet. So I'm going to go to Erin. Okay, let this load first. Okay, it's loading the data. So I'm going to go to Erin now. I will do the same thing, table, and load. So the initial stage when I'm doing this is like, oh, it's so troublesome, but you will enjoy the end result later. So I'm going to do this for each and every one of them. There's no automation here. I need to do it one by one. So I go to Sam. Okay. I wish I can just click the fast forward and don't have to do this one by one, right? But this is the step that I need to do at the beginning because I need to tell Excel, these are the worksheets that I need you to put them together, right? So query, load, connection, that's it. So I have table 4, 5, 6, and 7 and in this, okay? Now, I already have the 4 connection ready. Now it's time for me to put them together. So if you are good in maths, I have 152, 161, 162, and 174 record for each and every table that I created here. Basically, I don't need this. I can close this one. So I'm going to load the data into this. Now that's the magic. So let's watch. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go back to that same place, but this time I'm actually going to focus on this button. Right, this button. So I'm going to tell them, can you please go and get the data for me from the connection that I have just now? All right, so I'm going to tell them, can you please go there, combine the query, and then I'm just going to append them together. I'm going to append the data together. So I'm going to append them so that we can put them together according to the order we want. Now, if you look carefully, I have Chris, Erin, Sam, and William. There are 4 tables, but it says here 2 tables. No, that's not what I want. I want 4 tables. So I put there 3 or more. Okay, 3 or more. Then I just have to click 4, or can just double click it, double click it, double click it. So these are the 4 tables that I'm going to put together into one table. Right. So that's my purpose. I want to do that append. So I click OK. If you look carefully now, they open up in Power Query again. So all together now, let me just make this one a little bit bigger. If you go to the Sales Manager, okay, Sales Manager, I click the filter button down here. You see there are 4 managers included here. All right. Now, the thing about Power Query is that they are not going to show you all the data. They are going to give you a preview of your data. All the data that you are seeing here is basically a preview. If you have like a 6,000, not 6,000, 600,000 row, you are not going to load 600,000 row in this Power Query. They will just randomly pick some of the data and let you see, just to check if they are correct. So now, since this is okay, I already have all the report. This is all Chris, Erin, and so on. Now, I'm going to go to this again. This time, I'm going to close and load to a table. But I do not want to put it into a new worksheet, but I'm going to put it into an existing worksheet where I am now B2. Now, if you are not in the position, you can always select and remove them and put it into a new worksheet. I'm going to put in B2 for now. So I'm just going to click OK. So let's wait for a while. It will be ready. There you go. My data is uploaded. Now, if you look at it, I got Erin, I have Sam, Chris, and William. So this is the same filter that you see just now. Okay. All in, there are 649 records loaded into this table. Okay. Remember, 649. That's the number that we have. Now, assuming Chris added another record down here. Added another record. So this one is 10,000. So today, I'm going to put in today's date. All right. Then I'm going to put in there, the customer is Inche Nazrin. All right. Then he's a corporate customer. And of course, the manager is Chris. And Nazrin bought a 20,000 worth of product. Right. Bought something like a technology. Then this product is called product 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is the record I have added. Okay, so what I need to do is, let me just go back and check here. Let me just look for Chris. Let me filter. I don't want to see everyone. I just want to see Chris. Now, if I go through this list, right? Okay, let me just filter another one. Since Nazreen is a corporate customer, so we have Chris. Do we see Nazreen anywhere? No, we don't see Nazreen anywhere. All you need to do is right-click your data. There's this button called refresh. I repeat, right-click anywhere in your existing data and refresh. So they will pick up a new record which I have added in Chris, and they will load it together. And finally, you will see Nazreen in this list. So let me just look for Nazreen. Okay, if I can find here, Encik. I can't find it. Where did I look for? Did I type corporate just now? Okay, let me just go back here and see what did I type. Encik Nazreen. Oh, I typed it in column C. Corporate. Wrong person. Right, CHRIS. I typed wrongly, yeah, sorry. The Chris is wrong. So I come back here, no wonder it's not listening. So I right click again, I refresh. So 650 records loaded. Let's see whether Encik Nazreen is at the back here. Yeah, it's already at the back. So there's no longer required for you to do any copy and pasting manually, and sometimes you do not know where can you chip in. So you don't need to do that. And imagine if 4 of them are doing this updating from time to time, all you need to do is the next thing you open the file, it will be updated. So all the updates are done, especially when you open and close the file, the update is done. Now I can't wait until I open and close the file, so I just right click and refresh. That's how easy it can be done. So you imagine this. The report comes in, you got new record. What you do is you just go into the data, your own data, assuming you are Chris, you just update, update, update. You don't worry about whether your boss getting it or not. The boss will just right click, update, refresh, you get it done. So you remember this key, refresh. Right click and refresh. Now, of course, you can always go to the query and then just click refresh over here. I'm just showing you the shortcut. You don't have to come all the way here to do the refresh. Okay, so that's one. So how do you like it so far? Right. So can you please go to the chat and let me know, is this something that is doable at your place? And so what do you think? Amazing, right? Now there's more to come. The situation I'm using now is that it's coming from 4 different worksheets. But let's just say it's not coming from 4 different worksheets. Let me just close this file. I'm not going to save this. It's coming from a folder. So it's coming from a folder, and I want to, now this is number 2, the second demo I want to do, I want to work on. So I have like February, March, and April outside here. Now in this folder called multiple files, I have a file which is called the January. So let me just show you how January looks like. I'm gonna open it. Okay, so this is again for the month January, and we only have about 29 records. Now minus the title, that means I only have 29 records. So this is a little bit more practical in some sense that every other salesperson or every other branch, they will update their report, right? And then they will send you the report. Now I'm not using branch, I'm using month. Okay, I'm using the month. So this is the file month, and this is what are the columns available. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to get out from here. Let me go to February. Okay, so now this is for February file. Basically, the layout is about the same. It's exactly the same, but it's just that a different set of data for different set of months. All right, so what I'm going to do is, in the month of January, I created this Power Query to collect the data for me in a separate new file. So I will just prepare this folder and put it into my server. So each and every one who, or should I say each and every month, they will just give me the new data. So when I have the new data, I just drop them into the folder called multiple files, drop them in. Then from my side, I just have to refresh. I get all the data. So let's see how it works. Just now was from multiple worksheet. Now it's from multiple workbook. So I have 4 different workbook here. So I'm not going to touch any one of this here. So at the moment, I'm going to start a brand new Excel file just to make sure that there's no pre-design kind of thing. I'm starting a brand new file, all right, a brand new file. And this is what's going to happen. Okay, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to go to this data, get data. This time, I'm not going to do any combine or append or merge, but I'm going to go to this. I'm going to actually get the data from a file, but I'm not going to get from one file. If I'm going to do it from one file, that's fine, but I'm going to get it from multiple files. Instead, I'm going to tell them, can you please go and get the data from the folder? If you can still remember, the folder is called multiple files, right? Mhm. Now for this, we have to wait a little while because this thing will load up and it will take a while for us to see. Okay, let me just, is this coming? Mhm. Why is this taking so long? Now let me try it again. File from folder. Yeah, it should be this folder. So I know where I kept the file. So I'm going to go to browse. Now I'm going to click on the desktop. I put it inside my webinar folder, right? So I have a webinar folder. So I have done quite a bit of webinars already. This on today is 20th. So in this folder, I have this number 2, data from folder, multiple file. This is the folder that you see all the January and February file earlier, right? So I'm going to click OK. So my instruction to this Power Query is, can you please go all the way to that folder? Now, if it's from your server folder, you just point to your server folder, tell them where is that. Then you hit OK. So Power Query wizards is going to be launched. So this is the file, january.xlsx. This is the file that we are going to put together. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click the button down here called Load and Transform. So I want to see combine and transform first. Okay, combine and transform. Let's take a look at how it looks like in the Power Query. Just to make sure that this is the right thing. And they will tell you that, oh, this file has multiple worksheets. So I'm going to use sheet 1. Okay, let's check. Is this the data that I have? Okay, so I say okay. All right, so you have to have a little bit of patience to wait for everything to be loaded. Okay, now there you go. This is the data. And if I scroll a bit to the right, I'll see January. See, I'll see the month called January. And this is only for the month January. Down here, you will see all you need to do, nothing much, just close and load to. Now, of course, we are not going to just put it as a connection this time. Okay, we are not going to do just the connection this time. So sorry, I think it's breaking a little bit. So let me repeat. Once I click the load to, I'm not going to put in only create connection because I need the data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click it as a table. Then I'm going to put it into this existing table in A1. Right, so I just click OK. So far, no big deal. I'm going to get my data called January. Okay, January, only January, right? That's it, right? January. Okay, the cool tricks now, the magic comes. All right, now let's go to this folder. You still remember this folder I showed you earlier? In the multiple file folder, I get January. That's why at the back here, you see January. Now, if I take February, assuming this month is February, I drop the file February into the multiple folder. Okay, so I come back here. Let's do the test again. Let's see. Is this still January? Yes, only January. Yeah? Make it okay, just to prove to you. See, it ends with January. So all I need to do now is right click, refresh. Okay, what do you get now? You see February has been loaded. besides January. Okay, I don't have to repeat what I have done earlier. Now I have February. So in the month of March and April comes, I just have to select both this, boom, inside, come back here. All I need to do is just right click and refresh. So now if I click the filter button now, I have all my 4 months. So if I prepare my reports, I would just have to concentrate building my reports. So if I go to the file called January and I update some, maybe another 10 records, another 5 records, what I need to do in this table is just right click and refresh. Now I think I mentioned this term right click refresh so many times, and that's all you need to do basically. It's the initial setup that is actually a bit time consuming, but it's a one-time thing. You only have to do once. All right. So tell me what's on your mind now. Go to the chat and tell me what's on your mind. Is everybody still there? What do you think? You have no idea what to say, huh? Mhm. So for those of you who have businesses all over the place, or you have a lot of branches where, or a lot of departments where you want them to submit the report, you give them the template, you want them to fill in, you want to gather all this information together into one table so that you can prepare your report, especially if you are from the HR. You have so many people that you need them to submit. Let's say this department, I need your attendance list. This department, I need your attendance sheet. So once I have all this, I just put them together. I just refresh. I can calculate who works overtime, who don't work overtime, how much overtime claim, how many of them are on leave, how many leave days they have left. So all this can be automated. Now, your work is no longer collecting data. You're receiving data, refresh, and your report is ready. So something that you may take like 2-3 days to compile, now is just minutes away. You can even prepare your report and then just get it done. So think about it. Think about it carefully, how you can actually make things work really, really fast for you. Okay, so I hope you like this feature. It's really fantastic. All right, so if you're okay, I'm going to continue to the next one. All right, I'm halfway through my session already. I have 2 more exercises that I want to show you. So just type a yes, can I continue? Go to the group chat and type. Cool. Yes, yes. I'm going to share a lot more with you. Okay, so I'm going to close this file. I'm going to close and open a lot of files today. So this is done, number 2. Now I'm going to number 3. All right. Now in this number 3, it's a lot of work. All right? I'm going to do something similar like from folder. Okay, so let me just take a look at what is number 3 first. The second the second demo that I've worked with just now is a ready-made thing. That means the data is ready. But if you look at this table now, oops, it's not. This is a typical kind of report that you download from your system. I do not know what kind of system you're using. I'm just simulating a situation where you have this kind of system. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to use Power Query not only to collect the data, but I'm going to merge the data, or should I say append the data together, just like what you did, just like what I did, not you, I did in the second demonstration just now. So this is how it looks like. I'm going to clean this up and then I'm going to port it over. So I'm going to show you even more powerful things in this case. I'm going to close this first. I'm not going to use this one. So how do I start? If I receive like customer A, B, C, and D, I want to make sure that I want to clean up each and every one of them and put them together. Right, so I'm going to create a new folder, So I call this one as customer, right, list, customer report, okay, report, or data lah, data. Okay, so I have, date, sorry, okay, data. So I'm going to put all this inside the particular folder called data. So I'm going to put one first. Just going to put one first. I don't want to mess everything up. I'm just going to put one first. All right. Now, customer B, if I open it up just to prove it to you, is basically almost similar like your customer A earlier. Right. There you go. See, it's very similar. So every other month you receive this kind of messy information, and you're supposed to come up with report. Can you imagine this? This is going to be a lot of headache. Now we're not going to do that. So I'm going to start all over again, a brand new file again. I'm repeating this so that you can remember exactly what I click. So again, we're going to do this. Data, get data from folder. So I'm going to browse again. Right. So it's down here. And 20th. This customer data folder. Okay, that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to click. Let me see. Sorry, let me just take this away. It's out of my way. Okay, I'm going to click OK for now. And one more time, OK. So that's the file, customer A. Again, I'm going to combine and transform the data. Now, up to this stage, it's similar to what I showed you earlier. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to clean up this data. Now, Power Query is not an automated task, right? But they will remember everything you do. So if you look at the screen now, this is the customer A data, but there are a lot of empty cell from what you see earlier. So what's happening in this exercise here is that we have a lot of columns, and these are all the columns that I have, and I want to clean up this data. I want to clean it up. I want to make sure that the word Argentina is filled all the way down, like Cactus Canidas is going to be copied down. Patricio Simpson, this is a customer. I'm going to copy it down as well. So this is basically what we're going to try to ask Microsoft Power Query here. Can you please do that for me? Rather than I click like one in my Excel, we just have to like copy down. And sometimes we have to be very careful because there are a few different countries. So sometimes when you copy down manually, you will overwrite this. Now we don't have to worry about that, right? So you see what I'm going to do. This is Argentina. I just have to go to the column, right-click it, right-click it, and I'm going to use this button, this feature called Fill, and I want them to use the word Argentina and fill it down. So they will fill up for me all the way. And when it comes to Austria, they will just repeat the Austria down. And if I have more countries down there, I have Belgium, so they will fill up Belgium as well. Okay, now I don't have to do column by column. If I know that this is going to appear for multiple columns, let me just close this a little bit. So you see, I have these few columns that I need to fill in. For example, okay, let me just push this up. I have company name, contact name, order ID. So what else do I have here? Right? All these are the order date. So these are coming from the same order date. So these are the 4 columns I want to fill. So I click on the company name, shift click to order date, right click it, and fill it down together. That's it. I don't have to do much, just that. Okay. Then what else? Okay. I don't really need, now there's nothing much to do here, but I don't really need all this empty row that is available here. So what I need to do is I just have to tell them, can you please filter out all the empty row for me? So I just click this guy. I go to the null, click OK. Voila, the data is ready. Right? The data is ready to go. Okay, so that's it. There's nothing much to do now. I just go out, close and load to. Okay, I'm going to put it into this worksheet, table, existing worksheet, A1, click OK. Now I'm basically just repeating what I've done earlier, except in this demonstration, I just do a very quick demonstration to fill out the data. There you go. I have all the record loaded for customer A. And guess what I'm going to do next? Right? In the text chat, what do you think I'm going to do next? Can anybody guess why I'm here again? All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take customer data, customer B, okay, customer B. I'm going to drop it inside the customer data folder. Yep, drop files and refresh. You're right. So now, if you come back here, I already dropped customer B. Now, all I see now is customer A. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click the table, refresh, and I will have customer B ready. Now, the good news is I don't have to clean up the data anymore. It's automated. Okay? It's automated. They just bring it in according to how I clean up the data. So every other customer that send it to me, I just select them, put it into the folder. Now I come back here and refresh. There you go. So moving forward, if you have customer E, F, G, all the way, all the alphabet, dump into the folder, come back to your data and just refresh, right? So you can imagine this, that you create a cloud folder somewhere, maybe it's your Google Drive or maybe it's your OneDrive. What you do is you create a folder, you get every single one who have completed their report to drop this file onto that folder, and you are creating this Power Query. All you need to do is right-click, refresh, all their data. They don't even need to email to you. How's that? They just have to complete it and drop it in. And there you go. You already have the report gathered in your office without actually checking their email, whether they have sent it to you via email or not. Okay, so don't clutter your email too much. I'm sure all of you have a few thousand of email per day, or maybe a few hundred or few thousand email per day. So if you can cut down on that using this method, why not? Right? So this is one of the feature that you can use to help you. Right? I hope you like this. Right? So this is going to be really change the way you're going to work in future. Right? No more gathering data, copy pasting, and then do the matching. Is this double entry or whatnot? Right? So this can be done really quick for those large organizations where you are receiving data from all over the place. Okay. Now, with a little bit of time left, I'm going to do the last exercise and blow your mind away. So let's going to do that. I close the file. So I have this file here called consolidate. Okay. Now there are two exercises here. It's going to be quite easy to do this, but I think I will skip this one. I'm going to do the because of time available here. So I'm going to double click the consolidated report. Now I promise you that I have a report, and this is the report. How can I change this report into a database that you see just now? This is always a challenge for many people, especially if you're trying to gather this and put into a table so you can work on pivot table and whatnot. Now I can do this very quickly, and year to year, if I receive this report, I can actually just do it very quickly. Now, what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to highlight all this data that I have here. Let me just put this away. Okay, I'm going to highlight this. Right, highlight whatever that I have here, like this. Okay, just one empty row below. And I'm going to convert this to a table. If you can remember, you can press Control T. But this table that I have now does not come with a header, which is fine. I'm just going to convert this. I'm going to have my own title later using this Power Query. So I'm going to click Convert to Range, right? Convert from range. Now, if you remember how I do this just now, I go to Data. I was in the wrong place. Go to Data, from Table. So from Table, and I'm going to load this information directly into my Power Query, just like that. But this is not what I want. I want it to be in a database format. Now I have a challenge here that I need all of you to see. You see this? The year 2013 is together in the same column with the countries. Now I don't want this year to share the same column. I want the year to appear as a separate column, right? So what I need to do now is I need to separate out all those with the YR 2013, 2014 to appear as a separate column. Now how I'm going to do this is that I'm going to ask them, if you see column 2 is null, then create a column for me, take out the value in column 1, if only when they are null. If they have something else, then forget it, don't do anything. So this is what I'm going to do. So in Power Query, we can do this. We're going to add a column. See the tab here, say add a column, and I'm going to put in a conditional column. Conditional column. So this is how we're going to do this. It says, okay, let me just put this one down. Put here, column name, column 2. Right? So I'm going to tell them, can you please go to column number 2? If you see the word NULL equals to NULL, then I want you to pick up a column, select a column, select column 1. Which means if they found out that column 2 is NULL, then they will take whatever value that is in column 1. That's it. So I'm going to click OK. Now, I have a column here now that comes with year 2013, year 2014. Now, I'm going to move this. Okay, so I'm going to right click, move to the left or to the beginning. So I want to bring it to the front here, just to share with you. I want to put it in front here. So right click, I'll fill this down. So these are all for year 2013, year 2014. Basically, I'm almost there, right? Now, all I need to do is remove what is now. Now, do you notice that I'm repeating what I have shown you earlier? Of course, in this exercise, I'm going to show you a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to take whatever that is in my first row. You see this first row? I want to put it as my title. So I'm going back to the home. There's this button up here that says, use the first row as my header. So all the title went up. Okay. Now I can't use the word YR2013 as my title for this. I can double click it. I just change this on to year. That's it. Now, since I already make up all this title here, do I need this title again? I don't. I can go to country, January, February, or whatever. I will just take away the word country or January. So I'm going to use country in this example. Tell them, okay, can you please take out this word country from my list? Wow, I'm done. Okay. Now again, this is not a database. This is still a report. A report based on this is actually a cross-reference report. I have January to December. What I actually want here is 2013 Canada. I need to have a 12 months report like January, February, March, all the way to December. So I'm going to select these two columns. I want to transpose this 12 columns to go from top to bottom. So I'm just going to right click. See, I highlighted these two columns. I right click. I'm going to unpivot the rest of the column. That's the only thing I need to do. Right click, unpivot other column. I'm done. You see, 2013, Canada. I have January to December, and this is the value. Right. So all I need to do is just change the title. I change this to month. Then I change this to amount. Okay. So I'm going to change this because now they are using general. I'm just going to change this to decimal. So for me to perform calculation later, I just change it to amount. I just need the data type to be an amount. That's it. Now I'm going to load to a table. I'm going to put into a new worksheet. Right? I'm going to put it into a new worksheet. So I'm just going to click OK. So this data now will be loaded. There you go. So I have year 2013, year 2014 loaded here. And this is actually a database. So far, you will see year 2013, year 2014. Now, what am I going to actually perform the magic this time is, I'm going to highlight this, copy. I'm just going to put it down here. Assuming that I'm receiving another year of report, 2015. Or let's make it even more. We're going to highlight this. I'm going to put another year, 2016. Okay. Now, of course, the value I didn't change. So I have added two more years, 2015 and 2014 over here. I'll come back. So I'm going to quickly generate a report. So I'm going to go to this thing called, just give me a second. Insert pivot table. Okay, I'm going to use this table and generate in this existing worksheet. I'm going to put my report here. Sorry about this notification. G3. There you go. Now, I'm going to put the year on top here. I'm going to put the amount in here. Then I follow by country in here. So this is what I'm having. Right. Now let me close this one. Let me just make this report nicely. I told you I changed it into a decimal just now. That's because I want to show you that I can do this calculation here. Now, so far you only see 2013, 2014. Look at this data. I only have 2013, 2014. So all I need to do is, I guess you already know what I'm going to do. Right click, refresh. Okay, now one thing, I already have 2015, 16, but what happened to my report? It's not even there. So I just have to come back to my report and then just click refresh. I have this. Because this data was created, this pivot table was created when it's only 2013, 14, so it won't refresh. So if you want to refresh both, okay, let me just show you one more time. Highlight this, copy, come down here, 2017, come down here, go back here. So all I need to do is just go to the query, or I can go to the data. I can just click here, refresh all. So it will take a while. Everything is ready. So I have 2017, 2017, right? That's how it should be done when you are working in the corporate environment. So you can impress your boss with this kind of automation within seconds, right? So let me just close this file. So I have done collecting data with multiple sheet into one. I've done from folder into one. I also done like, how do you transform? I clean up the data. And lastly, I also clean up the data and I do this unpivot. Okay. So do you have any question? We have about 5 minutes and you have any quick discussion? Now, I think I'm not going to do this Q&A session now due to time constraint, but I want you to do the, what you call, quiz. Let's say whether you can answer these 4 questions correctly. I've been repeating myself over the example. So I hope that you are able to do this quiz and try to win. Now, take out your phone. Take out your phone. Now, why I want you to take out your phone? Because I want you to be able to answer and see the results in together. So go to this thing called, wait, let me find my screen. A second, I'm going to activate the Mentimeter. So can you go to this menti.com? Go to menti.com and use the code 351109. When you search for the menti.com, click on join presentation, then put in the code. So in as fast as you can you tell me what's on your mind now? Okay. Waiting. So go to menti.com. All right. So I hope you can start to explore what Power Query is, then help you to do your report just like that. Huh? All this while, this is what we want, but we do not know how. So if you need more information about this, feel free to contact me. Yeah? I'll show my contact shortly. Yeah? Wow, what's on your mind now, Hari Raya? Me too, me too. Huh? All right. Now, this is a 1-hour session, so I did not go in detail what I click, how I do this, but if you need more information, yeah, you can always come back to me later, right? Okay, thank you. I'm going to go to the next slide now. We're going to start the quiz. Right? For those of you who make sure you go to the menti.com again. So far, I have only 5 of you. I hope more can come in. And then 351109 is your code, right? Please come in. I give you about another minute Just go to menti.com, come into the quiz. Now this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an ebook if you win this quiz. Okay, there's a price to it. The book is written by me. Okay, I have a book where 9 features that's going to make you an Excel expert. So if you want a book, work very hard for these 4 questions. You will get your present, your gift, your reward if you win this particular quiz. So far, I only have 13 of you here. So I'm going to start very quick so less people, easier for you to win, right? Oh, still got people coming in. So I think I'll wait another few more minutes. I think you're struggling to come in. Yeah. Oh no, it's getting more. 15, 16. So the book that I'm written is actually written by me. So it's a very, very humanized kind of a wording inside there. Not a lot of jargons and a lot of graphics to show you. Easy for you to understand. So it's not like some thick book where you have to read all the jargon, you read the question, you read the paragraph over and over again, try to digest what they are giving you. Right now, I'm going to start. So for those of you who are joining me for the first time, the quiz is like this. You have to answer the question correctly. Not only that, you have to answer the question correctly and very fast. The faster you answer, the bigger the points given to you, the higher the points given to you. So I'm going to start. There are 17 so far. Now, anybody can still come in anytime, but there are only 4 questions. You have to be quick. So the first question, what do you need to do before you can load the information into the Power Query? 3, 2, 1, done. So the answer is converting into a list. Okay. Now, yes, saving it to an Excel file, that doesn't really is the criteria, but yeah, it's good if you save it, right? Now, let's see, out of the 14 of you, who is the fastest? Wow, we have a crocodile that is the fastest. So later, if you win this quiz, there are 4 questions altogether. If you win, remember to contact me. I'll give you my phone number and also my email. Just WhatsApp to me, and I will send the file to you. Right? Now, oops, why is there already an answer? Oh no, oh no. Let me reset this slide. Now, let me stop sharing first. I don't want you to see the answer. Not fair, right? I forgot to reset uh, just now. So sorry, so sorry. Sorry for the blunder. Too excited. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So I think, right, your answer already. All right, never mind. The next question. Let's see. From that one, I think a lot of you have got it for free already. So Eileen, so far you are, I know crop is a little bit unfair to you, but you try your best on the third question. This is a giveaway question. You have to answer it as fast as you can. Right. Yeah, I've been repeating this over and over again. Huh? Okay, good. Let's see who is the fastest in this case. Zahida, you are the fastest, right? And Eiling, you are still in the leaderboard. Now, what do you think is the last question here? Ah, remember, I've been doing this over and over again just now. Just drag and drop it into the folder, right? So that's what you should do. Right. Let's see who is the. Wow, YK, you come in at the end. Huh? So YK, I do not know your full name. I'm going to the. Wait, let me see. I go back to my PowerPoint slides. Let me just share my PowerPoint slides now. Okay, so thank you very much. This is where you can contact me. This is where you can contact me. Please YK, write down my phone number and my email address. For those of you who need to contact me, if you want any course from me, I'm a trainer. So if you need any training after you have seen what you have done here, call me, contact me. I'll try my best to accommodate all the questions and also the courses that I offer. So please go to the link that I gave you here, Kelvin feedback, give me some evaluation, and this after this hour, at this hour and this moment, 12 o'clock, there is one more session before we rest for the morning session. Please join the next session. Okay, let's make sure all of you learn something from the next session from Claire, right? So I'll see you there. I'll see you there. And thank you so much for your time here. Thank you. Dave, are you recording this? Who is recording this?